roller coasters because she liked them. With speeds that made speech incomprehensible, but she sought safety in this sound. Somehow seeking solace in this insane swinging, she would be sullen, but stoic in her carving of wind, of skin. She could ride the screeching from her lips with freedom in each twist, in each stitch, and each break, but the pitch in her voice could not hide the emotion of dips that clipped her wings, flightless and tired, left teasing rug burn, scraping into a sinking only meant for enthusiasts. This was how he found her. Not yet torn, but on the verge of breaking. Consumed by her perforations, he teased her in hopes of discovering sunken treasure, pressed against her skin with edges of words she was too used to growing up. Daily affirmations of only being good enough while naked. Father with open fist when she cried, "This hurts," when it all started. Her 8-year-old body too small to move under father's mountains. She fought her screaming because the echoes were too deafening. Closed her eyes, imagined riding these roller coasters because she liked them. And after a decade of this, she learned the right angles to position her hips, mastered the dancing of her tongue, knew when to fake it so that it would not last too long, and when she finally went away, this was when he found her. She spoke car accidents at intersections. Tone so sharp she could only drown it with crashing. After hours in dives, she knew which men to prey on. The wrinkles in their foreheads wrote lonely. Their pilsners losing against anger. She knew that her language could save them, her sounds could rescue them, her sexual sacrifice meant safety. At night times, she didn't want the father of her adolescence to see her in her nightmares. So this was how he found her. In the morning, 12 past 10 was when he examined her. She was beautiful in scars, tantalizing messages he traced like Braille, the loose threads of an unspoken history bare for the first time. Decades after a stolen virginity, her father could never return. He wanted to read between these markings, inside the tattoos she made with her own weapons. Look between the tracks of a roller coaster that defined her. He was allowed this opportunity because she picked him more than once. She let him stay. She let him see her in the daylight. She would tell him days later, "You remind me of my father when I was 7. Without knowing years later that he would become like every male figure that perpetrated her. These raindrops, after cutting, healed her. Melted the pain of never feeling love, the outline of red circles post-evaporation, reminder of his language, its depth of penetration that cracked her self-esteem inside out. She saw him, her father, the sculptor of her fate, every day riding next to her through circles and spins. She saw him until she could wipe the linoleum clean of her own madly driven and defined mutilation. Thank you.